What up, alpha male bros? Are you ready to get inside and become the lion and roar from within and confront your theoretical father by staring into the eyes, the deep blue, deep eyes of another man you have never met and will most likely never see again for the low, priceless price of $10,997? Well, then you've come to the right place. You've come to the place of the Alpha Male Retreat, the number one seller for men who are either needing to get into therapy or are probably trying to explore their sexuality in a way where they will not be confronted by their feelings immediately. Now, that could just be some sort of undertone that I'm feeling by watching these videos, but you make the decision. You make the call. Welcome to the show. All right. I have very exciting news. Very exciting news to report. I got brand new sound bites. Okay, we have a plethora of sound bites from the last several episodes. So if you want to hear some, stick around because I'm going to be playing them. And here's a little preview. Here's one.
And they call that a bisexual tone.
From our boy, Terrence Howard. He is the mathematician of the 21st century. Actually, in his mind, the 22nd century, because the calculations are off. Anyways, he probably would go on a retreat. I could see Terrence Howard going on a male retreat. What do you think?
You're a loser.
Jeez. Also, I have to say this. Matthew, what do you have to say? Do you think you want to go to a male retreat? All men, all the time?
No.
Well, that was to the point for the first time ever.
My family thought I was off my rocker.
Amen. Just keep living. Okay, so just a small intro to this story before we get into the scream fest that we're about to watch and witness. There seems to be two sides to male retreats. There's the alpha male masculinity, we're going to do push-ups together with my bros and pretend we're in the army side of things. And then there's the, we're going to go into the woods and cry and hug each other and go like this a lot. Like you got something in your chest, doing the Heimlich maneuver on yourself. Now, here's my 2 cents on this matter. I feel like I hear a lot about the male loneliness epidemic. My counterpoint to that is male loneliness epidemic. I know myself as a woman, as a lady, in my feminine energy, in my aura, I be lonely too. So are they saying that women are not lonely and only men are lonely? Because I feel like that's not true anymore. I think just, if anything, from my personal vantage point, which is, not at all at large what statistics would show, I'm sure. But from my perspective, I've seen men be able to bond more quickly than women. Like if you go to a basketball court, I don't see, 15 women bonding over the game. And I see men constantly doing that. I see men at the gym doing that. So I'm not trying to compete, with the sexes of who's lonelier, but I think we all human beings have loneliness. And I think separating it or saying, well, these retreats that cater to men are important for society because they are lonely and women don't have that problem. I just don't find that to be true. But that's my 2 cents as a, brokey, non-married lady with no children. So obviously I should go to the kitchen and shut up. But yeah, I think I always say this is something that I wish. Another thing. This is just my rant before we get started about women versus men. You know the word emasculation? No, you don't, because that's not a word. Emasculating somebody, like you're telling a man, oh, you're such a pain in the ass, or you're so useless, or whatever. What's the female version of that? I always think that, like, what's the female version of emasculation? Because I have that feeling all the time, especially when I'm holding the door for somebody and they refuse to walk in it or they don't say thank you. I don't know if that's emasculation, but there needs to be a word for that where it's like you're, taking away your pride as a person. I feel like men get a word for that, but women are just like, well, you don't have pride to begin with, so screw you. Anyways. Okay, so we're going to go and look at some of the more woo-woo wellness, like we're going to beat a drum and shake a maraca out in some, Costa Rican countryside retreat. And we're also going to look at the militarized version of this, where it's like, SEAL training for a day for 20 grand. And the people who are teaching the class are not qualified in anything. So let's start with the military. How about that? I like the military options because they're more extreme, and I love the extreme stuff. So let's start with, this is a project or a course that got a lot of attention that is now closed, but they actually have just like the same thing under a different name. But I think the videos are so funny for this. Oops. Why is my head cut off in this? There you go. The MDK project. And they're still functioning, but again, just under a different name. And this is, so it's the Misogi and the Squire program is what it's called now. So if you wanted to see that one, push past the boundaries of what's possible. And also, these are all ClickFunnels websites, by the way. I think this shaky button must be like a tenet of psychology for sales, because the shakier the buttons to join the challenge, the more apparently you make, because this has been a tenet on all these pages. But first, let's just watch this video. So this is one that I guess is no longer around because like Vice did an article about it and probably was embarrassing to them in some way. So they're rebranding. But this was for men who want to level up in business and in life and become purpose-driven leaders. Okay, so put in buzzwords for self-help into ChatGPT, comes out with that phrase. All right, let's hear from the dude himself, who's going to teach us how to be more manly, because there's skulls with Viking hats and axes, and that's how you know you're a man.
Gentlemen, welcome to the project. The project is a 75-hour experience. It's for men just like you, who know that you're meant for more, who know that you might have areas in your life that you're not performing at your highest.
Meant for more. Oh my gosh. New phrase alert. New phrase alert. Someone tell Rachel Hollis. Made for more. No longer. It's meant for more. Says this guy, who shall not be named, I guess.
Level. You know you've got greater potential, and there's a higher purpose for you here. The project is not an experience. It's also a process. It's like administering chemotherapy to a cancerous area of the body, and it's going to unearth and expose.
Okay, that's not how chemotherapy works for the most part. It's not radiation, but okay. Also, extreme example, chemotherapy, come on.
Who you are. The physical challenging that you go through is purpose-driven. Every single evolution is purpose-driven. Every single evolution creates opportunity for four things: to lead, to show emotional discipline, to communicate, and to problem solve. So the project is here for a purpose, to help you become the man you know in your deepest heart that you're meant to be. And
they had to bring 2 cameras for this shoot. It's a black and white camera shoot. And if you did peep that a second ago in this B-roll footage, yes, they are putting themselves into body bags.
To lead?
For dramatic effect. So that's good. We always love that. That's the key to any successful self-help event, is to pretend you're dead.
Over the next 75 hours is administer the project. No different than a doctor would administer chemotherapy to a cancerous body part. You have to be able to control your emotions, because the moment you shut down and you let those thoughts come in and the self-talk begins, and the self-talk is never, yay, you got this. What did you do? Why did you sign up for this? This is harder than you think. So I want you to understand that if you're looking to the 75th hour, you've already failed. You know that after some amount of talking here, We're going to take you either out that door or out that door, and there's going to be some level of punishment, some level of suffering, some level of adversity. And I'm here to tell you right now,
Why don't you just join the military? I don't think you should join the military necessarily, but if you are attracted to this and think it's going to change your life, why don't you change your life for, 5 years and get paid for it and buy a Dodge Charger? Because that's what's happened to every person I've ever known in the military.
from the fittest to the fattest of you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. So you have the choice to ring the bell and quit anytime you want. You need to understand the difference between being hurt and injured. You need to control the negative thought patterns up here.
What is the difference? Hurt is okay, injured not?
You need to go to the next hour, and that's all you need to worry
I guess
about.
I have to learn.
Who's heard the phrase, blood is thicker than water? Raise your hand. All of you. That is taken out of context.
Oh.
The true
What?
phrase of that is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. What that means is the blood.
So it's actually the opposite of what the phrase has come to mean. Okay. Opposite day.
That people spill together, who go through adversity together, is thicker, creates a bigger bond, a deeper bond, than the water of the womb, meaning people who have shared the same womb. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And to that point, this is where I like to remind you that there's only two things that you can control. Only two things, fellas, that you guys can control during this entire evolution. The amount of effort you put out and the attitude in which you show up with to every evolution.
I was able to leave with more confidence, more faith in myself. My family feels more secure, and my
There's a gun session of this. We're gonna bond, and we are gonna shoot guns in a facility, in a warehouse that we set up. Just again, police academy. That's a great career. I mean, go through that. Well, right now in Florida at least, it's like free. They'll pay you to go to police academy. You can learn all these lessons and actually not have to pay money. But what is this? Does this teach you how to be a man? Shooting guns and like opening doors? Again, skill is unnecessary. What do you protect your family? Like, okay, I guess. In 75 hours, you're gonna learn how to do all this stuff?
My family feels more secure, and my finances, I feel like I have more control to be able to make the decisions that will allow me to propel much further than I had self-limiting beliefs on those aspects.
You know, I came back from the project. 4 months later, I quit my job. I went back into business for myself, tripled my yearly income by just that one thing of knowing that I have the skill set to be an entrepreneur again.
By holding up gas stations or something? Because that's the skills that I've learned. Like accepting torture and holding a gun and dying in a bag.
And put myself out in the market again.
The project. Okay, that ended a little abruptly. Okay. Go off, kings. So you get to hold a log, you get to do push-ups, you get to go in the water, and you get to crawl a lot, and you get to be humiliated next to your thicker than blood water peers. That's what I saw. Okay, there's a bunch of testimonials. We saw some of those already. This is the CEO, Bedros Keuilian. He's the founder and CEO of Fit Body Bootcamp. And he also wrote a book called Man Up. And he's a mentor to the top entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and professional athletes. Duh. This guy he's at Microsoft every day giving trainings. We all know that. Okay, so this event that went on was 75 hours for men only. No ladies allowed. And it was one of the toughest physical and mental experiences on the planet. Amazing. And then there's a Helen Keller quote, which is an odd choice, I think, for this website. I'm actually impressed. This is like a curveball that I was not expecting. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Helen Keller. Did she say that though? Okay, sorry. Okay, so it's saying that you're going to suffer. And suffering is great because that is where you become insufferable to other people at your corporate job, in which you return to after 75 hours. Suffering separates you from people who aren't suffering. Well, that's true. You're going to learn how to level up your life vision, mission, and core values, leadership, communication, business, career, wealth creation, family, relationships, purpose, potential, emotional resilience, mental toughness, decision making, fitness, and health. Warning alert.
Oh shit, there's shit on the pillow.
Warning, the project is not a fun run, mud run, or 5K. Well, I think if you thought that by the end of this, you were dumb. The project is a 75-hour physically demanding and mentally exhausting experience. The project is not for the faint of heart and requires you to rise to the occasion. Okay. All right, we just learned that. What is it? Okay, how much does it cost? 18,000 stinking US dollars. American. Okay, how much does the project cost? 18,000. But, big but, the cost of not experiencing the project and not becoming the leader, husband, and father you're meant to be is much more expensive in the long run. It's priceless, actually. Okay, that's so funny. What a justification. It's 18,000, but if you don't do it, you're going to be negative 48 billion trillion. So obviously, the time is now. Once you register, you are given a list of clothes to bring with you, as well as details for where to fly. Okay. You'll be sent the required waivers, blah, blah, blah. Is the class sold out? Is there a way I can get in? No. Okay. Do I have to be an athlete to do the project? What if I am not in great shape? No, you do not need to be an athlete. However, you do need to be conditioned to do hikes, bear crawls, team log carries, truck pulls, jogs, push-ups, and a variety of body weight exercises. So we take back the no that we just said 4 seconds ago. You do, because I would imagine to be able to accomplish those things, you would have to be in somewhat shape. Some fitness would be required. When you're accepted into a class, our instructors will help you build up your physical conditioning through training programs designed to help you get project ready. You have to be 18. You can be from other places other than the US, including South Africa, UK, Netherlands, Australia, and Canada. Okay, the project is 75 hours, includes time in the field, time seated learning, eating, and sleeping. Sleeping will be kept to a minimum, of course. I'm sure there's an upsell, or as soon as you're exhausted, they're going to be like, hey, do you want more coaching for $18,000 more dollars? Because we have it. They do give discounts to veterans and first responders. Well, there you go. I appreciate that. But leave them out of it. What's included? Is my airfare, room, food, transportation included? I've already seen this page, but I'm going to guess no, because they never are. Oh, wait. Oh, no. No, your airfare is not included. Your food, room, and transportation during the 75 hours are included. Also included is your graduation dinner and room for the graduation night. Is it a special room? Expect to be physically challenged, expect to be mentally exhausted, expect to be emotionally tested, expect to grow in all 3 areas. Okay, blah, blah, blah. What if you don't make it to graduation? That's a really good program. Freshman year is day 1. Sophomore through senior year is day 2. Day 3, graduation. It's a good program. Some men do not graduate the project. There are only 2 ways to drop out. You can drop out anytime by ringing the bell, or the instructors may drop you if you are deemed unsafe or unable to continue, in which case you will be offered the opportunity to roll back to a future class. Roll back to the future. I guess that means no refunds. You got to just do it again. The project is held at the Project Compound, a facility in Southern California that's equipped with a fitness center, sleeping quarters, and learning center. Starts at 12:15 p.m. and is secured at 4 p.m. that Friday. Graduation, whatever, okay. What happens to those who try to make it through the project but ring the bell or can't make it through and want to try again? They would have to pay $3,000 to rejoin. I thought I could just do it again if I don't make it. Oh, that's the opportunity. So if you can't physically get through this class or program, then you have to, and you want to do it again for some crazy reason, you have to pay $3,000 more. Okay. That sounds like that sounds good. You forfeit if you don't show up, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here's the instructor. Oh, these people look really happy. These men look like they're leading their families through the mud. They look miserable. Oh my God. They look like victims of war. I guess you can't see it as clearly as I can, but they don't look well. What a shame. Okay, let's see. Bedros, what do you got to say to us? Do you have anything exciting? It's 1:45. Let's see. Press play. All right, you've convinced me. Oh, well, you're muted, so. Okay, let's see.
Julian, and I'm the founder and CEO of Fit Body Bootcamp, and it's an international fitness franchise, as well as 6 other big companies. But I'm also the founder of the project, and the project is really for men who want to develop themselves in their faith, family, fitness, and finances. And about 8 years ago, I found myself in exactly that position as an entrepreneur, married with kids, and torn between my business and my family.
You were torn between your business and your family? It's not good. He's really breathy. It's like he's out of breath during this. Maybe he's nervous.
Married with kids and torn between my business and my family, trying to make the big leap, and had a really difficult time doing it. I was suffering in silence, and I was stressed, overwhelmed, and just kind of white knuckling through life. And honestly, it showed in every category of my life. And I created the project after going through 16 months of therapy and putting myself through all these physical challenges that helped me really meet my true self. And when I created the project, my goal was to take what helped me evolve over a 3 to 5 year period into a better leader, a better husband, a better father, and certainly a better entrepreneur.
So did you scream at yourself and douse yourself with a fire hose on your own? Like you just, honey, I'm home. How is David Goggins not doing this? This seems like the obvious next step for him. To be teaching, I think he just hates people so much, he doesn't want to deal with anyone. He just wants to like go on stage on his own and then go home, which, relatable. But I think David Goggins would like be the perfect like scream coach guy. I'm surprised he's not cashing in on this adventure.
Or to be able to deliver that to men who can achieve that in 75 hours and then take those lessons and keep building on top of those lessons over the months and years to come. And so listen, if you're a guy, you're suffering through silence, you're an entrepreneur, you're married, maybe you're looking to get married, you have a family, and you're feeling that pain, you're feeling that struggle, you're stressed, overwhelmed.
Why the gun?
And suffering in silence, you know you're meant for more. There's greater purpose.
He's like, I was torn between my family and my business, so I got a gun. Okay.
Purpose and potential in you, but you're also living life through other people on social media. Maybe you're following people and living vicariously through them. I say it's time that you become your own hero. And for that to happen, you ought to consider experiencing the project.
I'm considering it. For reals. This is a U.S. Marine, a 7-figure earning business owner and coach. I don't want to hear from him. Boring. Okay, here's the facility. We got the Vikings. We're the Vikings. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right, now let's watch some more videos about this. Let me go to my Google Doc. The MDK program. This is it, right? Did we just watch this? We did. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Let me get to the YouTube program where they yell at everybody. Program. Proscram. Where the heck? What? Okay, here it is. Here's the documentary. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but this is our man. Is this your man? That's my man. Okay, let's see all the wonderful things that they do at this program.
Hey guys, hope you're doing great. So this is something very different that we're doing. You are about to see a mini documentary about the project.
He has to have 2 cameras.
If you're wondering what this
He's got a 2 camera minimum. Oh, I hate these people. Let me just have 1 camera and push in and push out. Why do we have to have 2 to show an unremarkable angle? Okay, that's my videographer complaint.
Documentary is about, it is about the first candidate, the first project graduate, and that is me. The project was a byproduct of the evolution that I went through after having the massive anxiety attack and dealing with a lot of self-limiting beliefs that almost destroyed my family, that almost destroyed my businesses, that almost destroyed me personally. I was in a very bad spiral of self-sabotaging.
Does that mean he cheated? That's what it sounds like. My self-limiting beliefs almost broke my family up, and I was self-sabotaging. Does that mean you had an affair?
And so this documentary that you're about to see is the work that we do at the project, at the Modern Day Night Project, to serve men who are entrepreneurs, who are fathers, who are husbands, who are high performers, but like me, come from trauma, abuse, have addictions, and...
Okay, newsflash, you cannot overcome trauma in 75 hours. No matter what you do. In my opinion, I'm no psychologist, but I think all of them would say the same thing. Nothing can heal you in 75 hours. It's a long time. Just like you can't get in shape in 75 hours, you can't heal your mental trauma in 75 hours. And I stand by that. Okay, so get into therapy. That's the key. There you go.
Have these skeletons in their closets that are still haunting them and limiting their growth and their happiness and their faith and their family, their fitness, their finances. And you know, one of the questions I get often is, what is the project about? Well, I guess you're going to get to see that right here and now in this documentary. So enjoy.
Start listening to my commands. The shit's going to get bad.
It's only during the hardest times that men get to see what they're really made of.
Do you have any doubt that I'll make you crawl here for hours and hours and hours?
Starting off strong.
Most men are fighting a constant war within themselves.
Okay, is that a true statement? Most men are fighting a constant war within themselves? Please tell me that's not true, because why? Seek help and help yourself. That should not be the truth. I can't imagine, but let me know. I'm not a man, so unfortunately.
The internal war between choosing greatness or accepting a life of mediocrity. For most men, the war within goes unnoticed for decades.
No, because we say, are you okay? And you go, yeah, I'm fine.
Ultimately, the measure of a man isn't where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and adversity. But like any great journey, ours starts with one man.
This skull.
Hey, this is Bedros Keuilian, and here we are at Next Level Fitness in beautiful Irvine, about to talk to Steve Hochman and find out the secret to his personal training studio. Long ago, I heard a phrase, and it went something like this: most men live lives of quiet
Whoever his hair guy is did a great job.
desperation. Man, I can't believe the rainy day we're having here in Chino Hills. To be honest with you, it's been raining for about a whole week. But anyway, hey, this is Bedros Keuilian, and I'm glad you made it to my office here. I went to Starbucks to pick up some coffee. I love hot coffee. What can I say? Coffee's for closers. And around 2010, 2011, that was me. I was living this life of quiet desperation, desperately hoping to try and figure out my business. Hey everybody, this is Bedros Keuilian. Welcome to my house. And the exciting thing is we just hired somebody new for our sales and marketing department.
I'm Andrew. Come to Business Summit.
Well, there it is. He's Andrew, and he wants you to come to Fitness Business Summit because he'll be there.
Honestly, I feel like his old persona that he's saying he hates is more endearing and like, I would rather do business with that guy than this double camera gruff man who's gonna scream.
Desperately hoping to be a better husband and a father, desperately hoping to get my fitness back on track. Hey, Bedros here, and I want to talk to you about time management, productivity, and how you can get a lot more shit done. But constantly doing things that sabotage.
Is it supposed to show that he was a
goal.
loser? I'm not getting loser vibes. Other than his hair improving, I see honestly no real difference.
Truth be told, I wasn't living a congruent life to the life that I really wanted.
You know, this one isn't just for you, it's for your team, your staff, your employees as well. You know, one of the greatest skills that anyone can have is to be a problem solver.
Now you can imagine now you've got this emotional energy swing throughout the day. You're trying to juggle employees and customers and businesses and a wife and kids. And it was all too much. Now on the surface, man, I looked like I was holding it together, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't. I
don't believe him.
I was suffering in silence. I was just white knuckling through life, isolating myself from friends and family more and more. And I figured any day now I'm gonna turn a corner. And you just kind of try and maintain some weird hope that any day now I'm gonna turn the corner. And I don't know, for me, I didn't turn that corner. I got tunnel vision, just started sweating. I could just barely breathe. I was barely taking in the air.
Plot twist.
I'm thinking, holy smoke, this must be the hardest. This is how I go. In 2011, as I had this massive.
You know, he had to act that out with the camera guy. He's like, all right, we're gonna make your panic attack scene. All right, go on the ground. We're gonna strobe the camera. We're gonna make it sound like you're far away. He has a filmmaker on his hands, on his staff. I like it.
Panic attack. Now, I had experienced stress and anxiety before, just kind of the feeling of it, but I'd never had a full-on panic attack or anxiety attack. And
I think this is the classic. He needs to have his like suffering story be really, really dramatic. And it's just not giving that. It's giving successful guy saw a money-making opportunity to target vulnerable men and took it. I'm not buying that he was in a really dark place, unfortunately.
didn't know what they feel like. And when I had that, I swear I thought I was having a heart attack, man. I thought this is the end. And I thought to myself, dude, you're in your mid-30s. All I kept thinking to myself is this how I go? And if so, who's gonna walk Chloe, my daughter, down the aisle? Who's gonna teach Andrew, my son, how to be a modern day knight? Who is going to protect my wife, my family, the household? Like those are my responsibilities.
Does your daughter not get to be a modern day knight? Why is it only the son?
I didn't think about the business.
Girls can be knights too. Girls can be knights too. We wanna go to the Shire with you. We wanna stab the bad guys and the dragons. Girl power, it's us. Don't leave us behind.
I didn't think about like, oh, poor me, I'm dying. I just thought about my wife and my kids. And I felt so sad for them.
Selfless man.
I just felt so sad for them. And I thought to myself, like, man, I really cheated death. I cheated death. And so the next day, I went to a doctor and I said, hey, I think I might have had a heart attack. And
the next day,
the doctor did the tests and everything and said, look, you're fine. No signs of a heart attack, but are you stressed?
Obviously, you knew you didn't have a heart attack if you waited 24 hours to go to the doctor.
Are you overwhelmed? Any anxiety? And of course, yeah, a ton, right? He said, look, I think you had a panic attack, and I think this might be the first of many unless you do something about your stress levels. And if you don't, then you may actually end up having a heart attack.
Just get to the program,
and that was a big eye-opening experience for me because I always thought I was healthy. I always thought I was fit, but the most fit person can die from an anxiety attack and constant stress if you just don't do anything about it. I had a feeling I knew the source of this. And obviously I'd never talked about, here I am now in my mid-30s at that point, I'd never talked about what had happened to me as a kid, being molested by 2 older boys over and over again in Armenia before we escaped and came to the United States. And I wasn't about to share that with anyone now, at least not family. So I started working with a therapist.
Good.
And every week I'd go and work with him on my anxiety and my panic attacks and all that stuff. And one day he asked me, he said, hey, is there anything else you want to talk through? Is there anything else you want to work on? And I knew that I needed to bring that up. I knew that it was time to kind of unearth that thing that I had stuffed within me for so long. And so I think that's really where the big work began for me, is talking about the traumatic experience that happened to me that made me feel unworthy, unloved.
Well, you notice that he went to therapy over a long period of time to talk about his actual deep trauma. So why are we doing 75 hours physical challenges then as the blueprint for how to heal yourself from trauma?
Protected and emotionally unavailable. And one thing Kevin, my therapist...
Thank you. Alexis Artemis Green Howard the First. I caught it. Woo! Thank you for, sorry to change that very deep, dark subject on here. But thank you for the gifted membership. So I appreciate that so much. And as do everyone else that just got one. And for that I say...
His personality is like Forrest Gump.
That's not like this guy. And also I say this.
I'm a medium. I channel all day.
And also...
Sounds too good to be true, right?
That's a good one. Okay, thank you so much. From Alexis Artemis Green Howard the First. Don't forget it. Okay.
Just explained to me over the 16 months that I worked with him was this. He said, look, it doesn't matter if you've been molested like you, or if you've been physically or mentally or emotionally abused, the same part of your brain lights up. That fight or flight system lights up if you've had any kind of abuse like that. And so that led to doing a lot more healing. That led to me wanting to really find out who I am behind the damaged and broken kid.
He has coached and consulted hundreds of startup companies, as well as seasoned entrepreneurs, executives, and CEOs. He has a new book called Man Up, How to Cut the BS and Kick Butt in Business. Here with tips from the book is Bedros Keuilian. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, Bedros.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. Tell us about the book. Who needs to read it?
Years later, I wrote a book. And the book's called Man Up. And I wrote the book in, 2016. And it took 2 years to write it, and it launched.
They hired the frontline PBS documentarians to make this documentary. They're trying to make it sound like an epic story, and unfortunately, it's not that epic. I mean, there was like a trauma alert in the middle there, which I do feel badly for him. But again, he went to therapy, which is, I think, the correct route. So I don't know how we end up at where he started this company. Why don't you become a therapist? That makes more sense to me. But okay.
In 2018.
I'll shut up.
And the book's called Man Up. And in that book, I talk about, these challenges that I put myself through, and how every challenge was an experience of self-discovery, of personal growth and leadership and problem solving and emotional discipline and self-awareness, and
what else?
And how it poured into every part of my life, from business to family and of course to personal health and mental development.
So he thinks that the trauma was healed not from the long-term therapy, but from him doing physical challenges along the way. We never learn.
And as guys were starting to read that book, they would reach out to me and say, "Hey, Bedros, you should really create some kind of a challenge, an experience for us to go through where we could experience that growth." And I was like, man, I don't know how to put you through an experience of suffering. Like, go do your own MMA challenge. Go do your own marathon challenge. I don't know how to make you suffer and put you through adversity. Well, as it turns out, then all the right people kind of came into my life.
I went and got a torturer from the war. They were out of work because people found out, so they needed a job. And thankfully, this was 2004, right around the time they had some free time. Okay.
Well, so you fast forward, I don't know how many years now for each of us, and I don't know, probably for like at least a decade plus for all of us, and then we kind of stumble upon each other. Steve and I met because Steve, you're also a gym owner.
Is this a true crime documentary? Here are the suspects. Here's how they all tie together. He's got the generic podcast palette wall, so we're in good company here.
Out in New York, even though you live in California, you run your gyms in New York.
How far is this going to
remotely.
take till we get to the
You were in my
goddamn
seven-figure
challenge?
formula mastermind for how many years?
In there for about two to 3 years.
Out of the blue, this guy goes, hey, I think I want to move to California. And so I want the next 12 months of my coaching to be on how I'm going to move to California and run my gyms in New York. And I was like, well, why do you want to move to California? He's like, well, it's the sun, the palm trees, and if I can run my business from California, why not?
So I was coaching with Bedros for a couple years, and we got to know each other pretty well. And he started to throw the idea around about the project. I didn't even know the details of it. I didn't know what it was going to require of me, even though I had my own businesses I had to run as my primary thing. I said, I'm in, I'll do it for free if I have to.
And so right around that time, I'd written my book, Man Up, and people would reach out to me and be like, hey, you ought to consider doing these challenges for more men who need to level up. And I was like, well, man, if I did it, I would need someone like Steve, who's just like this programming machine where fitness is concerned, but I would also need, like if a perfect world, I'd need a Navy SEAL. And then I would need someone who could teach combative.
Attack the hill. What does that mean? Okay. Somehow Navy SEAL is attached to Attack the Hill, which is attached to Ray Care.
And when you moved out to California, I remember asking you,
MMA/combat. What does this have to do with anything? Overcoming your trauma in life?
like, hey, if something like this was to happen, would you be a part of it? You're like, yeah. Well, that December, I meet you.
Yeah.
In Florida, and we're both speaking at in Miami, I think.
Yeah, we were in
both
Miami.
speaking at an event.
So a few years ago, I started shifting my focus, and lo and behold, I was introduced to Bedros Keuilian. I was an opening speaker for him being the main show
Probably for Grant Cardone in Miami, let me guess.
Down in Florida, and the minute we met, we just had this connection.
And I got to say, it was one of those things where, again, we hit it off quick, just like
We kissed a couple times, no big deal.
with Steve. And then, interestingly enough, it's like, all right, so I've got the guy who can program. I've got the guy who can kind of really teach, like, and structure. And by the way, Aaron and I were working out, and he goes, hey, how cool would it be if we can create something for men where they don't just have to have superficial conversation? Hey, what sports team do you like? How's the weather? What are you into? Like, men could really go deep and develop a brotherhood and stuff.
The project
Brother-hood.
started as a conversation between Bedros and I when we were talking, just
Project Chaplain. Okay.
During a workout about what we've done in life to level up in our communication, our decision making, our leadership, and how we weren't given these skill sets and our talents when we were young.
And he's like, how cool would it be if it was some kind of a project like that? I was like, yeah, some kind of a project like that would be awesome. And
Why do they call it a project? It's a business that they're starting. They charge quite a lot of money. That's not a project to me. That's a torture business.
Never even though he's the VP of our supplement company, I didn't know that he had a history of MMA and jiu-jitsu and all that. And as we talk about that, I'm like, all right, so now I've got the Marine who's a programming, like, just brilliant programmer for where fitness is concerned. I've got the SEAL who can create this entire 75-hour experience. I've got someone who can teach combatives. And then, of course, Schneider, who's upstairs now in Southern California, he was
tactics.
He was a cop in Boise, Idaho, and then became a SWAT officer.
Damn! I was on the streets of Boise, Idaho. The crime there was unbelievable. We had the 1987 potato theft. What a year to be in the biz. Back to blue. Idaho, stay true.
Sir. And then stopped doing that and opened up his own kill house or shoot house. And a mutual friend of
What house? He opened up his own what house? Excuse me? Let's go back just 1 second.
He was a cop in Boise, Idaho, and then became a SWAT officer, and then stopped doing that and opened up his own kill house or shoot house. And a mutual friend of ours said, hey, why don't you take Andrew up there and have a good time? And we did.
Hold
a few
on.
months later.
What's going on? Who is that child running? Is that part of the exercise? Here at the Kill House, we have real live children that will pretend to be hostages.
Bars said, hey, why don't you take Andrew up there and have a good time? And we did.
What is this facility? Here, grab a teddy bear and run out so we can go in with guns. There's a barrel. This looks like a real house. Okay, here's the quote. There's a quote on the wall. It says, "The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion."
Have a good one, sir.
Get the fuck out of here.
We did. A few months later, I sent him my book in the mail. When the book came out, he reads the book, he texts me, he goes, "Hey, what's it going to take for us to work together?"
So I think when things are just meant to be, things start to happen.
This is like 4 people got on a Zoom call and said, "Hey, do you want to make some money?" I think there's some dudes out there that, need some, that want to feel like men, right? This is taking 13 minutes. It's not a good story. The editing, beautiful. The cinematography of this, wonderful. Whoever's doing this has a real knack for it. But this story sucks. There ain't nothing here, unfortunately, in my opinion. Then I met them, and then I called them, and there's nothing remarkable about this story or these people that I've seen so far. But before we click on to Matt Schneider, thank you to Mandy Ryerson. It's Ryerson time. Thank you, Mandy. Mandy says, "Man up equals girl, wash your face. Boy, wash your balls, because it's time to get dirty in the mud and learn how to be men. For men, by men. With men, love men. That's our motto at the project."
I got 4 toes on 1 foot. My sister ran me over with a lawnmower.
And also,
I made one decision, I took one risk and said, I'm going to start an Airbnb business.
if you go through this project, you will learn how to start your own Airbnb business for sure. Guaranteed. All right, Matt, take it away.
I engaged with Bedros about coming on with one of his companies and moving down to Southern California from Idaho and joining the team.
And I was like, "Hey, Matt, I don't know anything about shoot houses or what you do with SWAT, so I don't think..."
I'm telling you, whoever the cinematographer of this or the filmmaker of this is like putting in the effort. This is hard to make the most boring story possible semi-interesting.
I can help. I thought he was asking, like, could I start a shoot house franchise or something? And he goes, no, I want to come out there and work with you, work for you. I was like, holy shit, let's get on the phone.
I must examine this later. Shoot houses. Shoot house franchise. This is how they plan to scam us. Okay, us men out there, us masculine lion men. This is the plot of how to scam us immediately. Conspiracy theories. Finally, we made it.
I realized that amongst these guys and myself, I've got the cadres, the instructors for the project. What was going to be this experience for men. It's like, man, we could really pour into these guys and put them through physical adversity, teach them mental toughness, emotional discipline, really level them up in the entrepreneurial skills they need to build companies and brands. And so without a website, without anything, we launched the first class of the project in July of 2019. And it was an amazing experience. This is a compound. So this started off originally as the garage for my cars. So I would have my private gym there. Yeah, that's why I built it out. And lo and behold, it became the compound where we teach the men who come through the project. The project is a 75-hour men's development, high development course, I guess.
It's no joke, though.
It's no joke. And there's a 40% attrition rate. And our Navy SEAL instructor, he built the bell, ring the bell, and they quit. But those who don't quit graduate a 75-hour experience where they just, meet the highest level version of themselves.
The guns.
Right? And those who weren't in the military like you and haven't invested in the personal growth like you have and I have, will come and go through this experience where they...
I didn't hear any military experience from this guy talking.
They learn to suffer and they learn to deal with adversity and level up.
Pain retains.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, listen, this is really going to resonate with men who are married, couple of kids, business owners.
I guess we'll talk about that in a second. Once you talk about the first project, and how and why you spoke to that group, but certainly having, it's kind of like that A team on your side that you put together this.
If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A team.
Now, the instructors are unique in themselves, and I really do believe that they were a godsend for the project. Like, you look at instructor Steve. This guy's a Marine and an entrepreneur, a father and a husband, but at the project, he's just a savage. He will just bring the thunder. His only job, it seems like, is to get these guys to ring the bell and quit. I mean, he's got so many clever ways of making it suck. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, because if you don't finish, you have to pay $3,000 to try to finish again. So I guess that is a good business tactic to make it miserable for you, so you quit and you have to pay more money again.
My 6-year-old daughter drags this fucking weight. So, man, I'm gonna assume that you're fucking attacking me. Arms, legs.
I'm telling you this right now, all of you are gonna fucking suffer because of that dumb fuck right there.
And then you've got the Navy SEAL instructor.
Yeah, he seems like that would be a great environment to have for your child and your wife. Someone who is so angry and yelling and flipping tables and cursing you out. That's when I know a man is in control of his emotions, for sure. He's been trained.
Ray. And Ray, he's got a great balance of kind of being the caretaker, but also bringing the thunder.
You are. To be a better fucking human, then you are going to have to fucking suffer. I'm not gonna make it through this.
Why? Explain why. And just because you curse, like I curse all the time constantly, it doesn't make what I'm saying more true. It just makes it sound more badass. Same with David Goggins. Like, it doesn't make it more real or more suffering just because you're adding an F word in there.
Fucking course. You all kept saying yes, yes, yes. All you're doing is being yes man now. All right? Yes, sir. That's your last fucking. It's not even a warning. That's it.
He just knows exactly how to push you, and he knows exactly how to deliver the lessons of mental toughness.
Why was he pointing him at him with a gun? That's like rule number one of a gun owner.
Exactly how to push you, and he knows exactly how to deliver the lessons of mental toughness and emotional discipline. And he shows up in a way where you just don't want to let him down. That's what Ray is. And then you've got instructor Matt. Instructor Matt doesn't say much, as a former police officer and SWAT operator and a weapons tactician. He does a lot of fun stuff with our candidates. He helps them get more comfortable and confident with pistols and rifles and even just hand-to-hand combat. But more than that, he brings...
What war are we going to? I thought this was to be entrepreneurs and have businesses. Who am I shooting? Again, is this robbery? Are we training to rob banks? What job are you teaching me to do?
This kind of this stable calm throughout the chaos that is the project.
Right? We're constantly talking about leadership. In fact, it's part of our...
And then, of course, you've got instructor Aaron.
Oh my God.
Instructor Aaron, well, if there was a shaman at the project, it would be him.
Okay, the shaman.
If there was a priest, the chaplain of the project, it would be him.
Okay.
He's a deep thinker, and he does a lot of the groundwork, the MMA, the jiu-jitsu work, the self-defense work, the hand-to-hand work. But he brings so much
I thought we were getting rid of trauma. Why do we have to have hand-to-hand combat and gun training?
Teaching during the project. I mean, every single one of these instructors are unique.
The outside experience does not dictate how you feel. The outside chaos that we're creating for you, that is what the project is all about. You are in control.
My job is simple.
Make money.
I just bring the entrepreneurship,
I bring the cash
mental toughness, and emotional resilience piece.
He is the CEO of Fit Body Bootcamp,
one of the 500 fastest growing franchises in the world.
Hey, Grant Cardone here on Power Players. Today I have with me Bedros Koulian.
You're one of the best communicators I've ever seen.
Ed Millett, here we go. Ed Millett, Elevator Bootcamp.
Be a world
Tom Bilyeu. Okay, all the scammers involved. Should have known.
Class communicator. If you want to be a
Grant
peak
Cardone.
performer in life, you have to be then a great communicator. Go from a crop duster mentality into a fighter jet mentality, because being an entrepreneur is a war.
Louis, what's his face?
I believe that money is a
Louis,
vehicle
Mr.
to freedom. I
Forgettable.
believe that money is a vehicle to meaning. I believe that if you have money and if you do a lot of good with that money, that you will have a sense of fulfillment. And I want to teach these men how to make more of it and do a lot of good with it.
Or I'll shoot you.
Gentlemen, welcome to the project.
Finally, my God.
Got 75 hours ahead of you. What you saw in that 1 minute sizzle reel on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook looks fun when you're sitting in your air-conditioned room, watching it on your iPhone, maybe in your car. Now you guys just went through an hour of shit show. And from what I saw, y'all barely held it together.
You know, the project is full of so many awesome evolutions. And some of the evolutions are like the ice bath. You know, I mean, you've got 32-degree water, ice in a horse trough, and you're gonna go in there after we teach you how to breathe properly to be able to control your nervous system, to be able to control your fight or flight, and to be able to take over your mind so your mind doesn't take over your body. Well, people go, why would you put people into 31, 32, 33-degree water for 3 minutes and try and get them to stay calm?
Because every influencer in the world told me that. It's supposed to be good for my metabolism.
Because if you're stressed and you're anxious in life, you're overwhelmed and you're freaking out at your family, at your kids, at your employees, that same breathing technique that we teach is what you would use to calm yourself down.
If you have children, we're gonna, they basically are the same thing as dunking your entire body into freezing cold water. We're gonna teach you how to deal with parenting, dads. Do being around your children feel like you are freezing to death? We got you. We're gonna teach you how to block them out so that you can ignore them and breathe through it.
To take control of your emotional state and your mental state. And so the ice bath is one challenge. You know, pulling a truck, my pickup truck, and then ultimately a fire truck is another, and hiking just miles and miles every single day during those 75 hours over that 3-day period.
Every single day of that 75-hour days. Woo, every single one of those 3 days.
Types of physical, I guess what some would consider torture, but I would look at as opportunities to break through. Of the evolutions that we have, there's one that stands out for me, and it was something that my wife and I thought up. And I was telling her one day, I was like, man, it sure would be cool to create this like rebirth for men. This opportunity for them to be reborn again as the best version of themselves. And she's like, well, why don't you have them dig their own grave and put a body bag in it and zip them up in a body bag and just have them lay there in silence.
If you have trauma, create new traumas. Yeah, I agree. That will heal you. My wife had this great idea. Maybe you should dig your own grave and shut up for 5 minutes and get in it. That seems so mean. I don't like this stuff. This is what they did at the retreat where the 3 people died. The James Arthur Ray retreat. They had to do a similar thing. I don't think they had a body bag, but they had to pretend that they were dead. They had to dig their own grave and pretend they were dead. I guess that's just like par for the course now these days. It's free for them. There's literally no cost. The ice bath cost, you had to buy the trough, you had to buy the ice and fill it with water. That's beta stuff. Alphas, you just get a body bag and have them dig their own dirt. That's free. That's pure profits.
You think that would work? She says, well, I think it would. Because when you're just laying there in a body bag in silence, your brain starts thinking. Once you kind of get over the claustrophobia and the panting and heavy breathing,
for this.
you know, 35, 36 hours into the 75-hour experience, out there, fatigued, tired, exhausted, digging their own grave, laying down their body bag that we supply them, going in it, we zip them up and we throw a few shovelfuls of dirt on top of them so they feel the weight of the earth. You start kind of going through a checklist.
How bizarre.
And the thing I thought of was that dash that separates my birth date and my death date on my tombstone. And in fact, that dash is the only thing that matters. That dash is the only thing that matters because
so spend it by putting yourself in a body bag that we provide you for 18 grand.
What you do between your birth date and your death date is the impact that you left, the significance that you had, the legacy that you built, and make no mistake about it, that will immediately get you thinking of the things that you're going to regret, the things that you want to do, the things that are truly important, and how is your eulogy going to really be read. And so, of course, as they come out of that experience, we spend an hour or two at the desk talking about it, right? Sitting down, journaling about it. And I ask the men to write their eulogies right there on the spot, and they do. And then it's, hey, now live that life. And that's one of my favorite experiences and evolutions of the project, simply because it creates a rebirth. It's like a reborn moment. It's you 2.0.
That's the funniest part to me. Do they all have bags in their heads?
I think that every man ought to consider putting themselves through some high level of adversity and suffering and pushing through with enough self-awareness to see that they really do have more in the tank by way of mental toughness. They have more in the tank by way of emotional discipline and emotional availability. They have more in the tank by way of being a great husband and a father, a protector and a provider, and a leader and a boss and an entrepreneur. We have more, but unless we push ourselves through adversity, no different than in a gym, your muscles are not gonna.
Okay, I don't know if I can take any more of this. It's so boring. I'm sorry. I just want them to actually show me them screaming. Why don't you scream at me? Why don't you scream at me? So good question as to why they don't do this specific project anymore.
Hey, you're about.
Let's see. Let me go back to my screen real quick. So now they do, I think because they got so much negative attention that people were thinking it was lame as hell, that they just changed it to Squire program / Misogi program. And they're basically the same thing as far as I know. This is a 1-day experience. So it's actually shorter than the 75-hour short change your life time. This is, okay. It's half a day. It's not even the full day. 12 hours. Okay. And it's for men and women. So you got to make it shorter, get more sexes in there, more genders to be manipulated. Okay. So it's 12 hours. How much does it cost, do you think? It's the same people, except there's a lady now who's going to help. It's in Temecula, California. We can go next year, January 17th at 6 a.m. in 2026. I'll be there. Be there, be square. How much? How much? Never peak. How much does it cost? $1,500, including meals. Well, how many meals could you eat in 12 hours? 2? Supporting snacks and a t-shirt. Ah! Okay, $1,500, by the way. Let's do the math real quick. I just love to do it per hour. $1,500 divided by 12 is $125 an hour. Divided by 60. Okay, it's $2 a minute. That's quite a lot. The price is too much. I can't afford that. You're right that you can't. Wow, thanks. So is it free now? The price is too much because you're thinking way too small. That's a problem because you are meant to do big things. And the Misogi challenge will help you remove the BS in your head that's stopping you from playing in the big leagues. So let us help you stop playing in the minor leagues. Okay. Do I need to train? We highly recommend you train. You'll be pulling trucks, rucking, and other fun stuff. Okay. Medical conditions. You have to disclose all your medical conditions. Any heart condition will make you ineligible. Okay. Can you do it with an injury? Check out the medical conditions web section of our website. Okay. What's this? Okay, let's see what this is. Number 4, water machine. He's like, I'm going to put, I don't need to buy a mantle. This is such a man thing. I don't need to buy a dresser. I'm just going to put my framed photos on top of my number 4 water jug.
My name is Michael Botticelli, and I'm a school teacher out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. During the pandemic, schools were closed, so I was forced to work from home, and I gained a whole bunch of weight. I felt sad and kind of empty. It was really strange. I felt like I needed to be pushed or challenged. I just felt like there was something missing. And I saw this thing for the Misogi project, and I looked at it and it said, well, do you want to test yourself? My wife said, you know what, man, why don't you try it?
Get out of the house.
Just see what it is. So I did. But they give you thousands of years of knowledge. If you feel like you're stuck in a rut in your life, do the 12 hours. Go to the Misogi, and you'll be surprised at what you find.
Okay, that's racist, right? What is this? I like the Viking with the skull. I guess that could be cultural, what do you call it? Cultural appropriation as well for the Viking people. This has got to be some sort of assault on a culture, right? It keeps coming. Okay. The editing has gotten worse. Cool. All right. What's this one? Ice baths. I'm into. Oh, it's a woman. Hey, ladies. Become a lioness.
Guys, my name is Andrea. I joined the Misogi Challenge with my 12-year-old son. So much that I have learned within that 12 hours of a day. I'm so very grateful for Bedros and for both instructors on putting this program together. If you're looking for something that you want to upscale your life, upscale your business, how you actually take care of yourself mentally and physically, so much has been learned. So many words I have to say, but thank you so very much for providing this amazing challenge, and I'm excited for my future.
Hey! Okay. All right. So 12 hours, you're going to learn thousands of years of knowledge in 12 hours. It seems too good to be true, right? Wait, where's that button?
Be elite.
You're a loser. You think like a loser.
Sounds too good to be true, right?
Right. Okay, let's watch this video, and then I'll move on.
What is the Misogi? It's a Japanese purification ritual. The beautiful thing about the Misogi is you cleanse away.
Okay, he's from Armenia, so I don't think this is from experience, but all right.
The old version of you when you go through a period of suffering.
You look too happy, the child. Even the song has elements of like, something's not right here. So it's the same thing, but more racist and less time and less money. Okay, cool. And then what's the Squire program? Oh, okay. These are for children. A rite of passage for your son as he becomes a man. A father and son experience that will be remembered forever. How will your son know when he's a man? Oh man, we got lots of different options. Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, North Carolina, St. Charles, Houston, Brighton, Temecula. Handle stress, deal with people, keep their promises, show up as a man, purpose over pleasure. Okay, that's weird. Training our boys to choose pleasure over purpose. Huh? Training our boys to choose pleasure over purpose? Is that what they're teaching, or is that what we're not teaching? Hollywood is celebrating that it's okay to be a weak, soft pushover. That men are just dumb buffoons and need to be told what to do and to be treated like boys. Okay, so to get out of that mindset, we are going to call them stupid effing losers and spray water at them and make them do push-ups. Yeah, not like Hollywood, who says that they have their own thoughts and should be able to have autonomy in their lives. Idiots. They need to go into the beach and crawl. The school systems are pushing this BS narrative too. Okay, training our boys to choose pleasure over purpose and to think that in order to move up in the world, you need to act more like a woman. Okay, when the fuck? Here comes my training. When did that happen? I missed that freaking lesson where Hollywood was teaching me that. I feel like it's the absolute opposite. Every woman needs to act like a man to succeed. I have found personally. We both know that's not how this world works. Men need to be men and women need to be women. Men need to be men and women need to be woman. Just one. We can narrow it down to one queen bee, Mary like immaculate conception woman that satisfies all of our needs. We don't need so many. That's what I always say. Both have very specific strengths, and it's by design that men and women need to work together to create healthy families and communities. That is how we make this world better again. Okay. But that's not what your sons are being taught in public schools, on social media, or in the movies. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Schools, social media, and movies have blurred the lines of masculinity. Therefore, we see so many young men who are suffering with low self-worth, feeling anxious, and struggling with depression. Healthy masculinity is the foundation that gives a young man his sense of self-worth, confidence, path, and purpose in life. And as dads, it's up to us to teach our sons. It's up to us to model masculinity to our sons. It's up to us to show our sons the path to living a life of character, integrity, and core values. I'm confused. What is Hollywood teaching pleasure over purpose? Give me one example. Sadly, for many of us, our fathers were warnings of what not to be. True? Amen. Can't disagree with that. Intentional or not, they showed us what not to do. But it's not because they're too pussy, I don't think. If anything, they were way too harsh to a lot of boys and men that have now grown up. In my experience, once again, they showed us the causes and effects of not saying attaboy after doing something good. Giving a hug. Wait, they showed us from not giving a hug. I thought you said that Hollywood was making men feel too girly. And now you're saying that we all just needed a hug? Huh? Taking ownership of their lives and pointing the finger at everyone except themselves. Most men experience this, and despite their best efforts, repeat the same mistakes as their fathers. Over time, they become the very thing they hated most, a mirror image of their fathers. Brother, you cannot use the absence of an active father in your life as an excuse to not properly father your son to become a better man. Okay, I'm having ups and downs in this copy. I feel like I understand what they're saying, and then I feel like I have no clue what they're saying. And then I feel like I get their political views and their, mindset, and then I feel like I'm on the other side. The pendulum is swinging back and forth. I'm confused. Okay. Good men are dangerous men. Okay. Because men are literally the only ones who will stand in the gap and defend our society from the tyranny seeping into our nation. What? This has also now taken an extreme turn. Men are the only ones who will stand the gap and defend our society from the tyranny seeping into our nation. From what, women? The opposition is on a mission to weaken masculine societies and turn them into soft, confused, unsure, passive-aggressive, feminized betas that just need a hug from their dad. Imagine how much easier it is to have greater control over a society when you have a country full of young men who are docile, depressed, and dependent on the government. Okay. Okay, so join my boot camp for 1 minute and hold a stick, and then you shall not be controlled by the government any longer. Okay, the Squire program will teach you and your son physical fun and teamwork and communication. Isn't just a physical experience. It is full of lessons. You're going to get a book full of lessons, tips, strategies, plenty of notes. Okay, so there's multiple locations. There's some kids and some men. Okay, if you sign up, you're going to have a lifetime of success. Okay, let's see. Wait, how much does it cost? Okay. Our goal is to make this available and affordable for all fathers and sons because I know just how important of an experience like this is to the development of our young men. So the fee for you and your son to join us for this experience is only $1,900. Only. This covers food and beverage as well as the cost of the event, such as instructor fee, liability insurance, and equipment/gear. Okay, so how long? What if my son doesn't have his father in his life? Well, I guess you should just give up because they're soft and weak. Our program is inclusive and designed to cater to boys who may not have a father figure around. Your son is welcome to be accompanied by an uncle, grandfather, or coach. A mother? No, not allowed. Okay. If you don't have a man in your life that you trust and respect, we can still help you. We will assign an experienced instructor who will be a mentor to your son for the duration of the 1-day experience. So that's 1 day. I'm assuming, again, 12 hours for $1,900. But I guess you get to go with your kid, so it's cheaper, but still a lot of money, I think, for 1 day. $1,900. Okay. Register. Ay. I feel bad for these kids. They're just trying to TikTok, you know? And now they gotta be yelled at and hold 5-pound weights as they walk with their dad. It's like, Dad, can we just go to the park? No! We gotta spend $2,000 to hold sticks. Okay, here we go.
We are now officially at class number 12 of the Squire program. I think the most successful men on the planet are some of the people that can do hard things with enthusiasm. Your generation doesn't know how to follow through, doesn't know how to stick to it, quits and gives up too easily. But I think you guys are different, and that's why you're here.
Life ain't gonna be fucking fair. You're gonna get fucking cheated, stolen from, fucking kicked in the teeth when you're down, and still fucking dominate and still win and keep driving fucking forward.
Life is hard with brief moments of bliss and happiness. That's the reality of it. But if you're walking through life always a liability, nobody's gonna respect you. All men.
Everyone will respect you if you do mountain climbers in the dirt water. That's what I always say. If you do this, then you will have respect.
Young and old want to know one thing. Do I have what it takes?
Half a lion, always lying. Okay, there you go. So that is the military side of things. Okay, here's another. Well, no, this is actually. Is there any other military ones I looked up? Let me see. Unbreakable, man. Here's a different one. Similar vibe. You're unbreakable. You are going to be broken down. This one, you are going to unleash your power, unlock your potential, and uncover your purpose. This is giving Heidi Powell vibes. Create you, believe you, love you, you. Becoming you. Okay. This is held. So this is a different program. Different guy, start over, new thing called Unbreakable Man Experience. It's the 3-day men's retreat to create clarity, command, and breakthrough. All right. And this is a falcon with a crown. So the lion was retired for this one. Okay, so it's like, I've been there, I've been a loser. Now I'm cool. Now I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay, how much does it cost for 3 days is $3,500 or 3 payments of $1,500. Can you guarantee results? No. I can offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. What? No, I can offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Let's mix messaging. I am so confident in this program that if after you've gone through the entire program, finished the live event, and you still feel you haven't received anything of value, I will give you 100% of your money back plus the cost of your travel up to $500. Okay. Good. But can I get a refund if I change my mind after I sign up? No. Okay. So you have to go through it and then say, I didn't like it. All right. Wonderful. Do you give discounts? No. Okay. Can I register if I have a health condition? Okay. Well, do you have abnormally high blood pressure, severe mental health conditions like bipolar, schizophrenia, psychosis, currently taking heavy medication that alters the brain chemistry, antidepressants, anti-anxiety, antipsychotic? Do you have a detached retina? Are your eyeballs falling out of your head at the current moment? If so, you probably should seek a doctor's assistance. Okay. So all these things you gotta, ask the owners if you're allowed. You can awaken the king within yourself. All right, so let's watch the video. Unbreakable man. Hit me.
What was the Unbreakable Man experience like for me? Life-changing.
A lot of the stuff that I thought I knew, but without the actual practice of going.
So this one is like fighting each other. How do you become unbreakable? Break some other dude in a field.
Unbreakable Man experience like for me? Life-changing.
A lot of the stuff that I thought I knew, but without the actual practice of going through some of the things that we did here, now there's like depth to those thoughts. I don't know, like an epiphany, if you will.
I was able to meet dark parts of myself, or I'll even say I was able to meet the monster that I created to protect myself. And my biggest breakthrough was realizing that that monster just wanted to be seen. I think that's why I'm so at peace. I see all of me now, and I'm good with all of me. And that's, again, why I'm excited to go back and show up in the world as all of me.
Many times when you do something that's incredibly powerful, it's with other people.
This is always part of every program, screaming at the top of your lungs.
That's how you're here. And when you get a lot of people together.
Also, it sounds like a thriller, like sci-fi, post-apocalyptic trailer soundtrack, right? What are they doing? They're fighting each other and they're screaming and crying.
To realize this and to move with it, to change for it, it's the most powerful thing I've ever experienced. But I know when I drive out these gates, I'm taking a lot with me, and I have so much to give when I get out there.
I want to share this with the future self. I want to share this with my son. I want to share this with people I can run.
These are the same people that'll say therapy is for wussies and for idiots. Yet they go to these retreats and cry hysterically because they probably have so much stuff to talk about and like to deal with, actually. But going to this is a temporary Band-Aid solution for a much larger problem, most likely. If someone's, why is my hair stuck in my neck? What if that was my hairy chest? Maybe I would be accepted into these programs. But you know what I mean? Like they'll say, no, I don't want to go talk about my problems with a therapist or someone who's like a mental health counselor who has, some psychological help to offer. But they will go to an unqualified farm and fight another man and be told that you're an idiot and then have a breakdown, and they think that is powerful. It's just, why is that masculine and going to talk about your feelings with a licensed professional pussy behavior? I don't get it.
Into and I'm someone that really likes to refrain from speaking in absolutes, but I know absolutely that a lot of powerful stuff has happened here.
Unbreakable, man. Fortune kings. If you want to become a king, this is your place. Okay, I pulled some, I see, also, shout out, hey, Danielle, shout out, says it's giving Modern Night Project. Did you read my mind? Did you read my itinerary for tonight? Because that is the next Well, actually, no, we just did that. I was going to say that's the next one on the list. We just did that. I just skipped ahead. You read my mind from the past. If you want to reverse, we just talked about that one a minute ago. So there you go. And I did pull some videos from social media. It's a little thing called social media. Ever heard of it? Where we're going to see some men becoming kings. Okay. Here we go. This is called Heart-Led Warriors. So now we're kind of getting into the screaming, less military, more wellness in the woods stuff. Okay? And for that I say this. Wait, where is it? Wellness warrior.
I'm a medium. I channel all day.
This one. No.
You have leaky gut.
That is so crazy. It's like a Dementor energy.
Okay, here we go.
What?
That's it.
Why? Why did you do that to us?
It's because of you. I can't handle the loss of my daughter. I can't handle my own emotions.
You don't know fucking shit about me. You never fucking there. I am a better man.
People used to get mad at me for recording them at like a food and wine festival because that was their private, goings on. And I was doing like a news report about the event or whatever. How can people okay this type of material going out on the internet? Like if you're at a retreat or something to take care of your issues, how are they allowing this? It's crazy to me. And why are we in the woods doing this? Again, screaming things about trauma to a person one time does not solve the issue. We need to learn that as a society.
I've grown. I'm stronger now. I'm so fucking sorry.
Like, obviously they're suffering, but again, like, this is not the right environment for this.
Yell it out.
No!
There we go. Keep going.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry.
If we just got a slow-mo Coldplay, we could solve all humanity's problems, bro. Let's just get in the woods and get that Coldplay on slow-mo.
You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you.
Guttural screams.
Tell you I need you.
These people need help. Heart-Led Warriors. like they deserve privacy as well, I think. If I ever felt that deeply of an emotion, I would not want to be put on TikTok as a marketing ploy to get people to spend thousands of dollars. Multipolar World. Multipolar World. Thank you so much for the super chat. Multipolar World says, have you heard of the Landmark Forum? Oh, have I heard? Yes, I have. Deep dive on that could be very interesting too. I did that years ago. Very self-help, a little culty. Yes. Somebody, was it Danielle? Somebody sent me a full package about Landmark and I started to look into it and then something came up. This was like a year and a half ago and I never went back to it and I apologize. Landmark Forum is how Heidi Powell met Chris Powell, the couple from Extreme Weight Loss, the show, if you're unfamiliar with them. And they met there at the Landmark Forum and it's very culty, Tony Robbins-esque stuff going on. Is it Mormon related in some small way? That is a good point, and thank you for bringing it up because I do need to look back into that. So thank you to Multipolar World. I will add that to the close to the top of the list, I promise. Okay, and for that I say this.
People tend to get their feelings hurt because they're just weak and they're soft.
How relevant. Also,
be elite.
And finally,
have a good one, sir.
Get the fuck out of here. This one.
You have your attorney call my attorney, and they can work it out.
Okay, Multipolar World. Okay, there's another one. This is Amend Movement. I think this is the same thing. Amend Movement. Here we go.
You weren't fucking there when I needed you. You weren't a fucking role model. Where the fuck were you? We were always meant to say it's not a fucking arsehole, but it's not fucking good enough, is it? Even with our fists held, I don't give a fuck what every cunt here thinks about me. I'm who I am here today. I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm here this weekend to change myself. Not for anyone else, for myself. That's it.
Because, my past is fucked up, so I'm trying to make you the better man that I can be now, and then to grow up to be the best version of you that you can be, that I believe and I know you can be. If I can get to where I'm going
What is going on?
now, you can overtake me, Squire Rocket, and I'll never give up looking after you.
I want you to know.
The Australian accent or New Zealand accent just makes it so much better. Fucking don't care. What?
It doesn't matter where we take this road.
Feels very performative too. Like, to do this in a group, like, can't we do this privately? It only matters if it can be recorded and turned into a monetized something. It's giving Mel Robbins likes her daughter vibes. It's giving, let's have a private moment. Okay, this is looking good. Here you go. And then these people go home. I don't know who these women are. These men go home and they've opened up this wound that's been there for years, probably, whatever they're screaming and crying about. And then they're just left to their own devices. Good luck. See ya. No support system. No further care, because this is a 2-day event or whatever these things are. You go in the woods and scream, and people are triggering you on purpose, and you're hearing other people's tragic stories, and it's making you have an emotional reaction. And it probably feels really transformative because, oh, I haven't had like this outburst in my whole life. But then that's not it. Any psychologist will say any traumatic event that comes up, or, you know, you're dealing with your issue finally and then cutting it off and never thinking about it again, it doesn't just heal you immediately to bring stuff to the surface. Now it's going to be there. And hopefully they do get into therapy, but I doubt it in a lot of these cases, because they promised you that this event itself will heal you and you'll never need help again. Anyways. I guess ladies are allowed to be heart-led warriors in this one. Okay. And look at the thumbnails that they use too. The first shot, it's got to be the most powerful. This guy's snotting everywhere.
I did fucking nothing! I want you to listen to me. I want you to understand me. 'Cause I'm a young man after all.
Isn't this not giving performative? Like, we're all standing here for the camera, right? Like, they're not actually doing anything. And to me, I'm like, bringing the camera here to this event, it just takes away, to me, like the entire integrity of it. Because it just seems like, oh, they're standing this way so that it looks like they're performing brotherhood right now. They're performing the illusion of brotherhood. Brotherhood is not taking I was in a sorority, right? We performed sisterhood all the time for cameras. And it was confusing to me at that time, because I was like, we don't know each other. But then in the photo, we all know that we need to like jump on each other and hug each other and do the smile. And it was like a built-in thing that we knew that that's what sells. And I feel it's the same for this. They know intuitively, or at least the owners or whatever, they set these things up that, oh, what people are searching for is friendship. Okay, this is not friendship. This is a photo opportunity, but it looks like friendship. It visually describes friendship. Therefore, that's why they're doing it. And I find that, again, not to be a long-term solution.
Yeah.
And I'm proud that today is the first day of the new me.
Okay. And when the seasons change, then I will be a man today. Okay. This says, this is the extraordinary work of men breaking free from anger, fear, and toxic shame. Okay. It's giving Jody Hildebrandt having a demonic possession. Has everyone seen that? The Ruby Frankie / Kevin documentary? Kevin? Yeah, I think that's his name. Let's talk about that next week, perhaps, because I have much to say on that topic. But this says, men healing in real time, releasing old patterns to embracing strength with love. Imagine the impact when men no longer lead from manipulation, coercion, or dominance, but with courage, presence, and unshakable depth. Yeah, I wonder, but unfortunately, probably to get these men to show up to this event, they had to be coerced, manipulated, and dominated. That sucks for them. That's me. This guy looks like he's like locked up. And he's even laughing about it. Like, man, those people aren't free. Free to remain free, right? Okay. Oh yeah, here's a guy I love. He's been in a few things previously that I've covered. Let's see what he has to say.
Christian, now it's your turn. You've now just participated in the Heart-Centered Warrior Tribesman Retreat. What did you think?
That's the best. Heart-Centered Warrior Tribesman Retreat. Also known as Okay, that was the acronym. All right.
Warrior Tribesman Retreat. What did you think?
There's so many things that come to mind, right? And as you can tell, my throat's a little choppy. It's been through a lot because we are expressing so much energy through our body, which is connected to our spirit. And to be honest, kind of removing the intellect we usually use on a day-to-day basis. So one thing I've experienced through this
remove the intellect to enjoy this retreat. Got it. That makes sense.
Past couple days is really embodiment of working with other men, not just myself. I do a lot of internal healing with my own work, but I think there's only so much you can get out of that. So I think it's sacred for men to bond nowadays. The brotherhood is needed. We are in so many toxins. We're exposed to so many things that are moving us away from our highest self. So this is what every man needs.
The toxins are making us not have friends? Damn it! I thought it was third spaces. It's just the red dye 40. I knew it. All right. So those are those. Did we talk about the sacred sons already? No, we didn't yet, did we? Here's some that I put on here. Oh, okay. So this is, I meant to make a Venn diagram, but I ran out of time. The things that overlap in all of these. Masculine in the title. Or masculine, something with men. Crying, being lifted up, staring into each other's eyes, ice bath, screaming, boxing, hugging, and hats. Okay, this one's a 4-day retreat. This is Recover Your Wild Heart, a 4-day retreat for men to rediscover who they truly are. And I guess there's a bunch. There's Becoming a King, Become a King, Fires. Wild at Heart Experience. Okay, I don't know anything about this one. This was a last-minute add-on to the list because it came up in my search.
There's so much power in story.
Fight in a thunderstorm.
There's something in the great stories that's calling to us and reminding us and inviting us to remember, to come alive, to be who we are, to recover our hearts as men.
To watch Rocky on an old television.
That part of you that's stirring is probably the greatest treasure that you've ever been given. That is your masculine soul. when we begin.
I agree. All this stuff is like very necessary. Having friends, having community, you know, doing physical events, challenges, whatever. I have nothing against it. All of that stuff I support and think is great. And I wish I had more of it in my own life. But like the manipulation to say, this is going to change your life in 3 hours, charging this astronomical ass load of a price, thousands of dollars. And again, the performative nature of it all. That's where I go, no, this is stupid. Like, and why are we putting these people's private, deepest, darkest thoughts on TikTok for other people to see and then be manipulated to go and tell their stuff? Push these people into therapy, in my opinion.
To lose heart, fear, hopelessness, resignation, defeat. God will come and disrupt us in so many ways in order to gain access to the wounded places in our heart and soul
like
so that
cult.
he might heal.
Cult father.
Our story shapes us pretty profoundly. Wounds and the trauma bring messages with.
It's like it's the same filmmaker that did this guy's video is doing all of these videos. He's like the guy who does, hey, you got a retreat for men? I can do the doc for you.
Messages about who you are and what love is like and who you can trust.
Campfire,
the more open you
kayaking,
are
cooking.
to give God permission, the more he'll come.
I guess this is like a Christian version. John Elderidge. Morgan Snyder in the same shirt.
The offer
Bart
of
Hansen, my favorite guy. Everyone knows Bart Hansen. He's got some swords here.
God is the restoration of your humanity.
Okay, I guess this is like a Christian one. No wonder they got good filmography. They got the most money. Any church, especially mega churches, they have like the best equipment. They have like Gibbs, which are like those flying cameras that they use in the NFL, like showing the service. $10,000 out the door. Okay, here's Sacred Sons. This one's a pretty popular one, I think. You can do Convergence X, Remembrance 2, co-ed, Maui Mana, co-ed, Immersion, and then EMX, Embodied Masculine Experience. This is the one I need to join. It's an initiation, but the Atori version of that, gathering where men have the opportunity to step into the threshold of honest masculinity and brotherhood. Brother. It's 4 days also. Yeah, 4 days. Also C's. Connection, confrontation. So they're boxing each other. Celebration, commitment. Okay, here we go. Here's this video.
This is what.
Oh, okay. So now we're getting into the tribal stuff. Here we go.
This is what we do here. It's not about the fight. It's not about the combat. It's not about the violence. It's about the expression of the fullness of your blooming and your wilting, your living and your dying right here.
So this is the one. So we just watched a Christian version. This is the Native American version. If you identify with that, this is the club to join, because they got feathers, they got hats, they got merch, and they got leather pouches and ponchos. So you know it's legit.
Blooming and you're wilting, you're living and you're dying right here, right now, present. For the alchemy of all of our generations to come.
Doing hakas. More merch. Why are you grabbing the fire with your hands? Okay, here comes the screaming portion that has to be a part of this, or else it's not a for real men's retreat. Fight Club. Seance. Boxing to the death. More boxing, night boxing. Okay, how much is this one? Frequently asked questions. What happens? We connect, form relationships, make eye contact, wrestle. I'm not even kidding. This is directly what I'm reading. We connect, form relationships, make eye contact, wrestle, express our truths, eat really good food together, hike, dance, and stoke the flame of brotherhood. To learn more, enroll. Okay. Will I be filmed or photographed? Oh, hell yeah, brother. That is guaranteed. We capture, okay. Here's their excuse. We capture photo and video on our weekends to help normalize healthy masculinity. We have a consent discussion with all participants on our weekends and honor any man's choice to not be photographed or filmed. Okay, I would say for everyone going through this, if you want to do this, that would be my 2 cents. Why do we have to make it on the internet? Put it on the internet for all to see. It's not as pure and sacred and clean as they want it to be if you put it on the internet, in my opinion. Okay, now where is the podcast? No. Okay, there's one where oh yeah, Teal Swan's all over this. Sacred Sons. Teal Swan is like a non-professional psychotic person who is out of her mind and is crazy and leads people to want to kill themselves. I mean, if we're being honest, that's her whole shtick, is like, killing yourself's not a big deal. You just restart and you can have like a better life next time. You should do it. And like, she infiltrates people who search for like, what's the meaning of life? I don't have any purpose. And she'll like target her ads to try to attract those types of people. And then she gives them that advice. So that's Teal Swan. So Sacred Sons is affiliated with her, or at least platforming her. Great. Awesome. It sounds wonderful. So if you want to be indoctrinated by a unqualified crazy person, that's where you should go. That's where girls go. And you can go to the Convergence, which is USA, Canada, Europe, Mexico. All of our arch enemies. Okay, here's this. The wait is over. Remembrance 2. You can get your tickets now. Seeds of Change are officially live. Okay, this is going to be in Olympic Peninsula, Washington. You to your Hats encouraged. Come with your man and touch each other's hearts. Okay. Dance in the forest. I don't know. This just seems like hippie-ish. Nothing really exciting. What's this guy have to say? Real love begins within.
I believe that relationship is the front line of human evolution. I'm very excited about this course that I've partnered with Sacred Sons around embodiment in relationship. If you feel inspired to bring more play, to bring more depth, to take your relational skills to another level, check out this course because I feel like it will be life-changing.
I feel like it'll be life. Something's off about this guy. Something's off about him. I don't know why. He's giving me the guy from Hillsong vibes.
So us as men relationally, we've got to recommit to the power of our transformational energy.
Huh? Resurrecting a song that almost slipped into the forgotten lands. I'm learning so much recording my songs, supporting me to relax deeper into the music and out of the mind. Appreciating simplicity as well as all the possibilities of breathing more life into songs with layers of instrument and percussion. Okay. A man makes a mid-song. This is how they
so many colors that we don't always see. A busy mind's not a blanket, it will give you cold feet.
Hell yeah.
Don't let away the sweet. There's all these rainbows that we've got to meet.
Hell yeah.
I know a song that's been waiting for you.
A song.
This beating heart, let it see us through.
Through the wilderness.
Troubled times are the waves we ride.
Ride the waves.
There's no better high than blowing over the demons inside.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm so high.
Some see mostly vultures waiting for what's gonna die.
Die with the vultures,
Caught
baby.
in the current of stories rushing by.
Bye, bye, bye.
Look a little closer, feel what's real.
Come alive.
Gardens beneath concrete with the power to heal.
Heal it, baby.
Oh, 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 grow on through. Oh, let us grow on through. Grow on through.
Grow, baby. Grow up. Grow through.
Grow on through.
Grass is green.
I know
It's too long. Sorry. The viewers have left. I'm sorry. Okay, final one. Sacred Sons, you lost me because you're dealing with Teal Swan. So you got a good song. I would have ate that shit up when I was 15 years old and thought I was the deepest person that's ever existed to have sung that song. Ben Harper fans, anyone out there? Yeah, that was me, okay? Growing up, that was me. But now I just like mainstream pop. I don't know. What am I talking about? Okay. The final one I'm going to talk about is the Bali Time Chamber. Okay. This is just a quick final act of the men's retreat special. This is something that comes up on my feed constantly. It is a men's only. Girls aren't allowed. Girls can't even find it. It's invisible to girls. And it's in Bali, shockingly. And it's a place where you go and you eat meat on a wood plank, and you can do workouts, and you can go on your laptop, and that will change everything. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like. It is this one guy. He's like 19 years old, and he's moving to Costa Rica or something. He's been there for a while, and he pops up on my feed every day on Instagram. He's like, I'm locking in, guys. Today I did some work. And it's like the work is him editing this video that you're watching. And then I had a non-negotiable 20-minute cold plunge. And then I hung out with the homies and did some bicep curls. And then I planned my trip to Vancouver. Like... Obviously, these are people who have money from somewhere, especially if you're 19 years old. Your parents gave you the money, said, get your shit together, go to Bali and do this thing, and then come back and get a job, I think is what's going on. So this is it. Men only. You can go to this place, and there's no drugs. There's no drinking. There's just dudes getting ripped together. Some guys are here just to... They have a pretty cool pool. Yin and yang, hot tub, cold plunge. I would never use the cold plunge, but I do like the aesthetic of that. I would take that for my own home. Okay, so some people go to expand their network and get inspired. Some are hyper productive on their business. Some are here for their health and fitness, and others just need a break. True. You can play chess. You can come anytime, basically. It's a minimum 1 week stay. You can come for up to a month. It's up to you. They give you choices. It's for people who want to get away from distractions, who need a full reset. You want to build momentum, solid base of fitness, blah, 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 networking, hyper productivity. This is not for you if you're looking for a holiday to drink, party, or hook up, because it's boys only. And if you hook up here, it's going to reveal all of our secrets. So we just aren't going to say you're not allowed, okay? Not for you if you want a personal trainer or structured classes to get in shape. Okay, we provide the gym. We don't provide the classes. Got it. If you need a program and endless activities planned for you, we ain't doing anything for you. Okay, you're on your own. You can play chess by yourself. If you don't have a goal or a purpose to work on during your time here, and if you're not interested in personal development or working on yourself, okay, fair enough. I will not be going. All right, you can get a standard cabin. They have 4 mountain-facing cabins, okay, with 4 individual rooms in each cabin. That looks pretty nice. Looks nice. Looks a little monkish, but, you know, not bad, not bad. It gives you a desk, a wardrobe, and a bed that doubles as a massage table. Well, why didn't you say something sooner? There's strong Wi-Fi both in the rooms and throughout the property. Okay. They're cleaned every 3 days. You get towels and soap. Amazing. You can have a luxe cabin. Okay. There are 2 extra cabins available for a luxury private accommodation. So this is the people who got that moolah. You get a kitchen, a living space, a terrace, and you can book it for 1 person. And they have a bubble bath. Bubble tub. Love it. Okay, that's pretty nice. Beautiful. And here's the facility. Okay, you have everything you could possibly need. You get all your meals prepared. That's pretty nice, I would say. I would like that. A place where I can go when the meals are prepared. Hell yeah. Gym, recovery center, and an endless nature on your doorstep. Here's a video of their facility. Oh, they just give you the Instagram. Okay. They got a gym, standard gym, open 24/7. Amazing. Recovery center. They got a sauna, a jacuzzi, an ice bath. And it looks like the yin and yang sign. And they have a restaurant. Awesome. But they don't have plates. Well, I guess they have 1 plate. They don't have plates for the meat. You have to eat it on cutting board. Okay. It's in Munduk, north of Bali. Okay, you can do trails and rivers and waterfalls, rent scooters. All right, how much does it cost? Okay, the rules are no alcohol, no cigarettes or vapes, or no drugs of any kind. I support it. Okay, what's included? Accommodation, all meals during your stay, all facilities, gym, recovery center, communal areas, bonfire, transport to and from the BTC, the Bali Time Chamber. Flights are not included. 1 massage, 1 t-shirt, Wi-Fi, free waterfall access. Ooh, didn't know you could put a price on that, but I guess it's free. Amenities such as towels, soaps, and more, all laundry. Okay, pricing. 1 week, $12.90 for this. This is the standard cabin. 7 nights, so $1,200 essentially. Euros. Sorry, not dollars. Why can't I say that? 1,290 euros. There you go. For 1 week. 2 weeks is 23.90 euros. 3 weeks, 33.90 euros. And for a full month, it will only cost you $4,290. Now, at least you get meals. At least you get some steaks, I guess. Is that a good price? It seems a little high for Bali even too, because Bali's pretty cheap to live, but I guess you're meeting cool bros. And that's the cheapest. And then it goes up from there. The luxe cabin things. Okay, Fernandez loved it. Patrick loved it. Zach. Hello, Zach. Hi, Zach. Oh, good image. I love it. He loved it too. Okay, you book it there. Okay, let's hear. No women's. No ladies in the time chamber. Here you go. It's time to get in the best shape of your life.
Women, no alcohol, no drugs, no smoking, no party, no entertainment, no video games, no distractions, no fast food, no hookups, no scrolling, no Netflix. This place is something different. When you enter the time chamber, the only thing to do is train consistently, eat healthy food, network with other leaders, do saunas, reconnect with nature, walk to the waterfalls, do ice bath, meditate, read books, exchange knowledge, learn new skills, take time to think and plan the future. This is a life-changing experience that improves the life of many athletes and entrepreneurs from all around the world. Will you be a part of it?
No, because I'm a woman. Unfortunately, women can't benefit. For a men's only thing, they're talking about women quite a bit. They're obsessed with us.
Women are not happy about this place. It received a lot of hate on social media because it only accepts men who want to work on their fitness, health, and business without any distractions. It's the first concept of its kind located in the middle of the mountains of Bali. People come here to escape the noise of the modern world. Entering this place is like going into another dimension where everything is designed to help you grow. You have a restaurant that serves only healthy food all day, a private gym next to your room, a sauna, ice bath, and even direct mountain trails to discover the most beautiful waterfalls on the island.
It's like basically any health conscious hotel or retreat, except that it's discriminatory against women. That's the special bonus that makes it unique and special and wonderful. Okay. You can do this.
Over 1 kilo of meat per day. This all-inclusive experience is the dream of many athletes and entrepreneurs. It's a new concept, exclusive for men, that offers the best environment possible to change their lives. The restaurant serves only the best quality dishes, no processed food, and you can eat more than 1 kilo of premium beef or fresh fish every day. There is a gym surrounded by jungle and a private spa with sauna, ice bath, and hot tub. Each cabin has an epic view of the mountains, and there are footpaths to many waterfalls on your doorstep. Each participant has to go through an application process to ensure only the most serious and dedicated individuals will join this community. Over 1 kilo.
They cut you off. They're like measuring and weighing your meats. Sorry, sir. You've had 1 kilo of meat already today. Okay, here's the guy I was talking about who shows up on my feed 24 hours a day. He's locking in at the Bali retreat. Bali time chamber, I mean. This is Louis Mouchet. Louis Mouchet. Is he French? I don't know, but his name sounds French to me. He's a 19-year-old entrepreneur. You know he is locked in. Locked and loaded. He does some sort, does he do? I don't know. Cleaning? He's another window washer. He be windowing the wash. He be washing them windows. Okay, at least he's got a business. I will say, that is refreshing. At least it's not a crypto scam or some sort of... I'm sure that's coming soon. But at least he started with a physical product. Like, it's probably overpriced as hell. But, you know, at least some windows were cleaned in the process. Okay. So this is what he wants to do. Life as a 19-year-old entrepreneur. Run up a bag, 170-pound protein, get jacked, taxes, LOL, retire parents, build teams, buy a ranch, travel Europe with bro, find wife, personal brand. Okay, so that's his thing. But here he is at the Bali. Wait, where is it? At the Bali time chamber. This one? No, he must be home in Miami. Oh, he's moving to Miami. That's where he was moving. But before that, he was in the Bali time chamber. Okay, I gotta scroll back. Here he is. Okay, here's his experience. Stay dialed in, boys.
This is a poison-free breakfast out here at the Bali time chamber. Cappuccino with 4 shots of espresso, some white rice, tomatoes, roasted baby potatoes, 6 eggs, and a dragon fruit smoothie bowl. This food is going to fuel me. It's going to give me energy to destroy my leg workout later, as well as work, plan out my year, outline my goals and how I'm going to get to them. If you guys want to keep up with the journey, see what it's like living here, follow my page for more.
I'm so into it. Here's the day in the life. This stuff is science.
This is everything I did today as a dialed 18-year-old living at the Bali time chamber. You guys already know the drill. 4:45 wake up, followed by all my non-negotiables, cold plunge, journaling, hydration, stretching, as well as listening to music. After that, marathon training, 4.5 miles with 1,000 feet of elevation. Came back, had a bunch of eggs for breakfast, and then jumped straight on the computer. I'm hiring a VA, so I went through applications and booked some calls. Then went to this beautiful waterfall and did some Wim Hof breath work. Came back, hit a back workout, and I got 4 muscle ups, which I'm very proud of. I then had lunch, which I actually forgot to film, but it was a steak and a bunch of other good food.
How could you forget, Louis? Chloe, how could you possibly forget? I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I don't know how you ate, how many steak kilos you ate. Also, you forgot the part of your routine to put on sunscreen. You forgot.
I ended up hiring an assistant, so in the afternoon I worked on SOPs, as well as I did more work.
What do you need an assistant to do? What's your job? Window washing? You're in Bali. What?
On planning out my year and exactly how I'm going to rip to my goals. Finally, for dinner, I had 2 Australian beef patties as well as a bunch of other delicious food. Hit the sauna, did my journaling, and then went straight to bed. I'm going to run a 100-mile race at the end of the year, as well as change the lives of hundreds of young men this year. If you guys want to keep up...
Wait, who's the hundreds of men you're changing lives of?
For the journey, follow my page for more.
I'm going to change the lives of hundreds of men. From what? Eating eggs?
I'm going to hit every single goal that I set this year. My ritual before eating, every single time that I eat, for one, is I review my goals in my mind. I look at my phone, my wall screen is literally all my goals for the year. I think about those, I close my eyes, I visualize myself, who I'm gonna be when I hit those goals, what it's gonna feel like, what I'm gonna look like. I look at myself from multiple different camera angles, black and white. Second thing I do before eating is I take 6 deep breaths, I smell my food, I prep my body, and I start the digestion process. Last thing I do is I pray and I show my gratitude for the food that I have, because I'm blessed to be eating this nutrient-dense food on a daily basis. If you guys wanna keep
I mean, this could only come from the mind of someone who's had zero adversity, right? Like someone who's got to like make their life so regimented and harder than it needs to be in order to feel something. Because they went to private school, but when they drove by the public school, they felt like, what could that be like? And so now he's got to create all of these ritualistic things to challenge himself so he can feel alive. Is that correct? Am I reading this right?
up with the journey and see me destroy all my 2025 goals, as well as inspire this generation to go get after it. Follow my page for more.
I'm inspired. You inspired the generation for sure. Day in the life of an 18-year-old entrepreneur. Again, not sure what he does. He's got some sort of window washing business, but I don't know how you do that remotely. So let's see.
Here's everything I did today as an 18-year-old businessman at the Bali Time Chamber. The intent of all my habits that I do every single morning is to increase my frequency as well as boost my energy levels off the bat. After that, I destroyed a push day in the Bali Time Chamber gym, followed by one of the biggest breakfasts that I have ever had. I'm not even going to list everything out here, but you guys can see what it consists of. After breakfast, I had a coffee, dialed in some work. I had a few calls today. With my
Okay, so he's showing off his Instagram content. That's what I thought. So this is the entrepreneurship.
Assistant, overall just doing tasks that
or the assistants making the videos, probably.
I have to do. Then at 1 p.m. I had lunch, which was yet another steak and some other delicious food. In the afternoon, I did my weekly reflection on my goals where I track all my progress on my KPIs.
I can't read his goals. He's got a lot of meetings. Probably like eat eggs 4 hours, stretch 45 minutes. His whole day's full.
I'm currently on track to hitting 2 out of 3 of them, which means that I have to put more inputs on the other area of my life. For dinner, I had shrimp, mashed potatoes, bone marrow, and rice. After dinner, I had
You can eat bone marrow like that?
smoothie bowl, did my evening journal.
Okay, I want to read his journal. But, that handwriting is horrendous, but I have to say mine looks exactly that way, if not worse, and more psychotic and murderous. So I can't even judge him for that because mine literally looks like I'm like you're writing a I have your child ransom note. So I don't know why, but my handwriting's always been like that. So I cannot judge someone else's handwriting.
And went to bed. I'm on a mission to get every single man in my generation to lock in and find purpose in their life.
His goal is to get every single man in his generation, which I guess would be Gen Z in this case, to lock in. That should be an easy task. Sounds good. You're already on your way.
If you guys want to learn more about what I do or just keep up with the journey, follow my page for more.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Which one was I just watching?
Here's
okay, I just need a screenshot.
Everything I did today
journal.
as an 18-year-old.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Just going to get back to the journal so we can read his thoughts. I love to see people's private, interesting information. It's probably a lot of like lock in. Today I locked in 18 eggs. Got a new hat. Okay. Oh, it's too blurry. Okay, well, we'll never know. I'm sure it's really interesting. Thank you to Life is Literary. Life is Literary says, I don't know if you take suggestions, but I recommend checking out Real So Bra. Shout out to the alpha male era. Do ice bath and find wife. Real So Bra. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Real So Bra. How do you spell bra? What is it? B-R-A-H. There is a chance they already preemptively blocked me. Real soul. Oh, soul bra. Okay. REALSOLBRAH. No. Where is it? Soul bra. There it is. Oh, I think this person might have preemptively blocked me because I don't have access. But I see that they're a real person. Sun your balls. Cheat code for life. Yeah, I would look at them, but I am blocked for some reason. They must know my intentions are bad. They must have had a vision that I was gonna talk shit about them.
We are not an MLM company. We're not a network marketing company. We're not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Those people hate to see me coming.
I made one decision, I took one risk and said, I'm going to start an Airbnb business.
No. Time for me, you, and all the nations to get us some elevation. Whew. My family thought I was off my rocker.
This pain you feel right now will eventually create newfound pleasures.
How we gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your backs up off the wall. Yeah.
Soul bra. Okay, let me see. Ah, okay. Not blocked. But I do follow him already, so that's interesting. Okay, who is this? Creation Through Life Force, my book, The Soul Way, on Amazon. Wow. Is this a self-portrait? Forging a solar mentality. Greetings, chosen initiate. You have come across this tome for a reason. And yeah, because of life is literary. That's the reason. Inside lies knowledge that, if truly applied, will lead you to a new grand way of being. Let the sun illuminate your way. If this guy drew this, hell yeah. If you didn't, hell no. He must. He must be a painter. That's kind of cool. Or he just Googled these. But if he made these, that's epic. Ah. It's probably some famous painter. It's like, no, he didn't do that. It's Picasso. All right, let's see. Soul bra. Let's just get a little thing. We might do, I'll look into this more deeply, but we'll just get a little preview before we end the night. Soul bra, raw eggs from the shell. Ew. Yeah, crack it on your tooth. Yeah, suck that egg. That's hot. Ew, he's got a little shell. You're crazy eating processed fake garbage. He really likes showing us the process. Yeah. Okay. Drinking the water from the ocean? Perfect way to dehydrate yourself. And it only happens when you're drinking ocean water.
Love to have your daily mineral supplement. A few sips of pure ocean water.
He's Belle Gibson in male form. This is Belle Gibson. She's out. She's changed genders. She's hiding in plain sight.
Today, I came across a perfectly bouncy and balanced tree branch. I decided to test my flexibility,
Do you have a job?
balance, and climbing abilities by ascending
I came across a branch in the woods. Okay. Do you work?
onto the thin trunk and then not use my hands to stay up there.
The music is like lullaby for
It is
toddlers.
so important that you get outside of the gym and train your real, natural world movement on a regular basis.
You're literally climbing a branch and then saying this is a life hack. No, it's not. If people want to do this, fine. But this is not improving your life worth ever.
The level of concentration on my
I'm improving all of my life skills by climbing this tree.
inner balance, flexing my spine in unique ways,
They will just make anything content and make anything life-changing.
breathing control, all are tested in interesting ways. It becomes somewhat of a muscular meditation. This is what I absolutely love.
Muscular meditation. Dude, you climbed a tree. Okay. I'll keep him on the list as well. What's the soul department? Natural polyester-free golden era natural gym clothing. Let's take a look. I've seen better. Sorry to say. I was promised hot clothes. What the hell?
Is a PSA, a polyester service announcement. Those cool workout clothes and trendy leggings that you're wearing, they're literally made out of plastic. Polyester is a synthetic material made from oil and
Oh my god, oil? Not the seed oils. No! No! No, I can't! I don't want a seed oil. I won't be able to live.
has negative health effects just like microplastics do in the body. They contain endocrine disrupting chemicals that can lead to such things as higher body fat, lower testosterone, mood swings, infertility, and lots more. Not to mention that they're produced ridiculously cheaply and sold.
So what is his clothes made out of? Cotton, I'm assuming? Ass? What is this made out of? 100% cotton. Cool. All right, we'll follow back up with soul in a later date. But first, before we leave, thank you to Beth Peters. Thank you so much, Beth Peters. Beth Peters chose a pear character putting his hand in front of his mouth while blushing. You're such a little blusher.
Oh my God! Wow!
And also,
it's the full moon. If you think you might have worms, go ahead and have a little ice cream.
also,
of parasitism.
And finally, this is a crazy one, everyone.
I done seen people pull a worm out their butt and the worm will break off and the other half of the worm will suck back in their booty hole.
Whoa. That was a lot. All right, everybody. I definitely do take requests, so please let me know if you would like to hear about a topic. If you want to join the membership and get access to exclusive emojis, that is possible and can be done with either of the two levels. If you want your name sung in a song at the end of the live streams, then you got to do the expensive, the $10 a month offer, because that is for the gold straight up members only. And then you get a little thing next to your name, a little special emote that changes with how long you're dedicated to worshiping me and this channel. And it's basically like joining a male retreat, except that it's on YouTube and you get nothing. You actually level down in your bank account. But, you know, we all can't be the Bali time chamber. I'll be back next Thursday. Possible options. We could talk about Landmark. We could talk about Ruby Frankie documentary. We could talk about a number of things. I'm open-minded. I'm still hacking away at this book, by the way, this book review. I got the Rachel Hollis special, the quadfecta of garbage. So that's coming at some point. Not in the next week, but at some point in the near future. And I'll let you know when that happens. All right, everybody. Let's go to the ice bath and then we'll call it a day, okay? All right. Does my hair look like... Oh my gosh. I thought my hair was getting like dark. I think it's just the lighting. All right. Peace, everybody. Thank you for watching. Everyone also follow Danielle Ryan. She's in the chat. Her channel is awesome. And she's got an amazing Instagram as well. Shout out and thanks for joining. You're the best. Okay. Goodbye. Song time now. Bye. Oh, I did it again. Why do I keep doing it? the Philly. Starry nights. Do you wanna go to Bali and eat some meat on a platter? Nicole Campbell, you would splatter 18 eggs in a bowl and eat them because it's good for you. Hey Conzo, don't you think it's really good to consume a bunch of eggs, especially right now? It costs $1 million as well. Chels Marie, do you like to party with parasites under the full moon? They're coming for you. Yeah. Alaska Blood Tundra, did you have so much fundra watching people scream at each other in the woods? Carasoto, I always want to say photo. I need to find a new word. But then again, the fun part is having the same rhyme every single time. You can't change me, I won't change, because I won't go through the time chamber. Lisa B, are you locked in like me? 4 a.m. wake up call. Lillian Massey, you know it all. You've learned the life lessons that we all need to learn to become elite. Chris Johnson, congrats on your engagement. I know that because I saw it on Instagram. You are so cool, man. Rob Sheehan, wouldn't wanna be him because there is no beard or mustache to be seen, and I have that cause I'm a queen. That's what some people say in my comments anyway. Rebelade Fuentes, I'm still working on the pronunciations of your name. One day I will attain fame, and then I'll be able to afford a dialect coach that will help me pronounce all the names correctly. But in the meantime, I do know how to say Mary. At least that's something I can say on my resume. Thank you, everybody. See you next week. Bye.